Okay, thank you for joining again. Today is the second class of Power BI, and today we're going to use the desktop app. I hope that you will have it in your computer. Okay, thank you for. If you don't have it, please let me know either on the chat or on Slack. If you had trouble downloading it, it works only in Windows 7 and up. So all the versions like of Windows 7, like Windows 6 or Windows whatever that is not going to work. But if you let me know, I can arrange to put it up probably in the computers here, the library. So when you feel comfortable coming to the library, you can use our computer. So let me know how it works best for you, so I can see if I can make it work for you. So the handout is on Slack and it's also on the chat. And I have placed on a Slack the file that we're going to be using today. And also here you can get it on the handout here. Right here, if you click on this link which says financial sample auto raw, because it's the raw data, and CSV, which is comma separated values, if you click on that, it's going to download into your computer and then you can upload it and we can do it together. So any questions at this moment? Okay, all good. Ready to have fun with Power BI. It's going to be a lot of fun. What we're going to do today is work with the Power Query editor of Power BI. So we're going to bring raw data. Either you can bring raw data from anywhere, as you will notice, either SQL servers or database servers or Excel. We're just going to bring a raw data from which is a CSV file, which is like a text file that is comma separated. And you can see here is on Slack and it's comma separated, so that's the way it saves data. And every comma means like it's a column. So that's why it's comma separated values. So each comma, it goes into a column. So you can see it when you open an Excel, you can see that table. So we're going to bring that to Power BI using the desktop app. The online Power BI doesn't do anything with transformation of data, is only visualization. So you have to have the Power BI to be able to edit or transform data. So that's why we have to have the Power BI desktop app. So I'm going to bring that, and then when we have it, we're going to clean up the data so we can have data that we can use. Sometimes when you extract data either from a database or from Excel, and you put it on a table or Power BI, you're going to see maybe it doesn't have a headers in the right place, or maybe you have empty spaces, or maybe you need to change the formatting. So we're going to do all that work today in the desktop. And if you have any questions, let me know either unmute yourself or Slack or the Zoom chat. Okay, so let me switch computers. No, it's not here. I don't have to do this here. Oh, I have to switch computers here. Somebody Slack me. Okay, it's Slack me in the other one. Oh, okay. Glad they got Power BI worked out. Okay, so I'm gonna switch computers for 1 second. I'm gonna share my other computer because I have to use my PC, my Windows laptop. Okay, so you should be able to see it now. Let's see, is it sharing? Oh, no, it's no sharing. New share. Screen share. And then I'm gonna put stop share. And then, oh, there, it's working. Okay, so you can see now the Power BI desktop, and we're gonna get the data. So you should have either the file that I show you, this file here. So you're gonna click here and it's gonna go down. I already have it. When you because I'm using Chrome, when I click here, it's gonna go here to this bottom. I'm gonna do it again so you can see it. I'm gonna, a second, this is on the way. Okay, so, and then it's gonna go here at the bottom. Most likely for you all, it's gonna go to downloads and you're gonna find it right there on download. So just know where it's located so we can import it into Power BI. So once you do that, let's bring the data. So we're gonna get here, get data. And we have a couple options here. This is a CSV file. So we're gonna use the option, the second option that shows here. It shows second for me. You might have to scroll down a little bit. So text CSV, and then you're gonna click connect. So you follow along, and I'm going too fast, let me know. And then,
excuse me?
Yes.
Did you click the import data from Excel?
No, I had to be in Power BI.
Yeah, I'm in Power BI right now. So which button did you click?
This one where it says
paste.
It has to. It's a CSV file, so I just gonna click this one, which is the third one from the left, and then it's gonna. Oh no, wait, sorry. Let me start again because it went away. So I don't know why it went away. So I'm gonna start the Power BI again, and it should have an option for CSV files. Okay, so I'm gonna get data, and then it's gonna say, oh, there it is. So did you see how it came up? I didn't have to press anything.
I think I have slightly different version from yours.
The Power BI?
Yeah. Oh, okay. I think I got it. Get data, text, CSV. Okay, got it.
Okay, cool. Okay, good. So then I go to text CSV and then click connect at the bottom, which is the yellow one. And then you choose the CSV. So I'm gonna, I have two, you should have only one. And I choose this one. So I wanna try another way. You guys keep going if it works for you. I just wanna try to see if I can. Here it says get data from another source. So let's see if we get a CSV file. So there it is. So if this window doesn't show up, like the gentleman just talked to me, you click on get data from another source, and then it'll be the window pops up where it has more choices. And it takes a while because we're working with a lot of data. So this one, it takes, I had to click a couple times. So you kind of scroll down and you have a lot of choices. But we're gonna choose CSV and click connect. And let me know if it works for everybody. And then I'm gonna choose the one we downloaded, which is a Financial Simple Auto Row CSV. And I hope you're able to find it in your computer. I'm always have trouble finding files in my computer. And then you just let it go and do its thing. Like I said, this takes a while depending on what kind of computer you have. It takes a while. And then here, I'm going to stop here for a minute. And this is where things get interesting. So if you open it, if it works for you, you should be able to see this window that says financial sample auto raw, which is the name of the file. And it says the origin and the how it's separated. So remember I talked about comma separated values. So it says the separation is done by a comma and it's based on first data detection. So it has an algorithm that it'll detect data. And then it gives you a preview of what the data is going to look like when you import it into Power BI. So there is something here that is off, and this is what we're going to fix. So anybody notice what is off in this screen? You can write it or let me know.
The top 3 rows.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So that's what we're going to fix. So there are a couple of things here that are off. First, we have here a character on column 4 on the first row. That needs to go. Then we have a space here, and we have under column 1, and then we have another space extra, an empty space under column 3. And then you can see there is a pattern here. It seems like these are on 1, 2, 3, 4. The first row down are what we're supposed to use as headers. So, so this is what we have to fix. So we need to remove the empty space, and we need to make sure the headers are placed correctly. And we're not using headers as values in our data, because then we have corruption here. And then you can do a quick view of the data. It's not going to show all the data, it's just going to show a preview. So you can see what it is and see what you are importing. So it seems there is this like maybe sales of cars in different countries and by year, by month. Okay, so we're going to choose to transform the data. At the bottom part of the screen on the right, you're going to choose load and transform. You're going to choose transform data. So just click there. I'm going to tell you something very interesting that happens to me today with this data, is that if you go tomorrow, you fix this data the way you want it, and you get the same file tomorrow with the same problems, these extra spaces, Power BI is going to recognize that, and if you press load, it's going to fix it. So it has some kind of machine learning algorithm here that it recognizes this problem, remember how you solve it, and then when you enter a file, the same file, it's going to fix it, and you're not going to have to do the transform data. So after you fix it, try to import the same file, and instead of transform it, click load. Not now, but later, after we fix it. Maybe after the class, or maybe tomorrow if you have time. And Power BI is going to recognize what you fix, and it's going to fix it. So it's a very clever software. Also, sometimes if you only have a couple extra rows, if you click load, it's going to fix it for you. So you can choose load. I'm not going to choose it, but you can choose it and load and see if it fixes it. If it doesn't fix it, you can cancel. I'm not going to mess up with the algorithm, because then I can show you what I have done. But I actually have to make this file worse because I was practicing today to show you, and I have to actually make it very bad because anytime I open the file, it'll remember how I fix it and it wouldn't let me fix it, which is good if you're at work, but it's bad if I want to show you how to fix it. So I hope I explain myself. So in my recommendation, when you have something like that, try load and see if it fixes it and it saves you extra space. And if not, you'll have to transform it. So I'm gonna do transform data. And then you're gonna go, when you do transform data, you are going to open something called Power Query Editor. So under the Power Query Editor is where you're going to fix the data. Okay, so a couple of things to see here. There are some there's some tabs here called Home, Transform, Add Columns, View, Tools, and Help. The one we're gonna be using a lot today is Home and Transform. When you apply a change, you're gonna click here and say close and apply. Close is it'll take you out of this view, send you to the standard data view of Power BI, and it'll apply any changes. If you choose apply, it's just gonna apply whatever you transform, and it's not going to close, and then you're gonna close. So I'm gonna close it for you. You don't have to do it, but I'm gonna close it so you can see what happened. So I'm gonna close it. I haven't changed anything. So I'm gonna close the Power Query. And this is what I have. This is the changes are pending, but I haven't changed anything. And I have here the report, data, and the model. And we have seen this last time we were here in the report. I don't have any visualization, so that's why it's empty. I go here to the data and I apply changes here, and it's gonna show the table that you just noticed. Hopefully it didn't fix it. Sometime it'll fix it. So I'm hoping that it's not fixed. I know it's counter of what people want. If you're doing this for work, you wanted to get it fixed, but I don't want to fix it. I wanted to show with all the problems. So you're gonna see here, there is a name of the table. So I'm gonna click there. So it's gonna show. So it's actually fixed it. So I didn't want that, but I just wanna show you this. So now I'm gonna go back to the Power Query from this main menu. So I'm gonna go home, and then I'm gonna go here in my Zoom. It's in the way, so I'm gonna move it again. You're gonna go here, home, and then you're gonna click transform data. When you click transform data, it's gonna take you to the Power Query. So when you see the Power Query, it still notice that we have the problem. So that's how you go back from the main view of Power BI to the Power Query and back and forth, okay? So now I give you the directions and navigation instruction. So now let's fix this mess that we have here. So the first thing you're gonna see, this is a query. They call it query here because you can create different queries. So this is the first query. Then you have your ribbons with different tabs. And then on the right, you're gonna have this query settings. If you don't have it, I'm gonna show you how to get it showing. So you're gonna go to view right here, home, transform, add column view. And then on the left, you're gonna click query setting, okay? And on these steps, anytime you change something to the data, it's going to show here on the right. So for example, I'm just gonna do one little thing. I'm gonna rename this. So to rename it, I'm gonna rename it just to show you what happened. I'm gonna select the column, and then I'm gonna right click, and then I'm going to where is the rename?
Going down.
All the way down. Thank you. Like, where did it go? So I'm gonna do test. Oh, test. Oh, I'm using the wrong keyboard. Sorry. And then enter. And you see here where what I just did, the first transformation I did, it shows what I did. And it's gonna keep growing and growing as you update. If you want to undo, I can just go here and cancel that step. Also, you can go back and change it. So I can go here and it says change type. I don't remember change type. So I'm gonna close that one. So it says delete the step. And then I can close this one and it goes back to the way it was. So you can go back here and choose what step you wanna modify or change or delete on right here on the steps. So everything is gonna show. So even if you change your mind or you make a mistake, you can go back and change it. Okay, so any questions so far? All good? Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do, the first thing we're gonna do is remove the extra space. So I'm gonna start here. I have all this extra space and I'm gonna select this. I'm gonna click the caret and then it shows remove empty space. I can do that, but if I remove empty space, that column is gonna go all the way up there. So I think I'm better off in removing the extra rows, because otherwise I'm gonna have to go each column. So I think it's better to remove the extra rows. So I'm gonna go here and it says transform, and no, it's home, and it's gonna say here remove rows. So I can go and remove the top row, and it asks me how many rows. So I'm just gonna do one for now. So it's remove one, and you see here it shows that it removed only one. So
can it work, a question, can it work like as Excel, that you choose highlight this row and right click on it and say delete? Does it work like that or no?
no,
Okay.
no, this is that's a good question. Because this is more like a database than a spreadsheet, you have to think in a different way. The way I see it is Excel is a creator. You create tables, you populate data. Power BI is more like a management of data. So the less interaction you have with the data, you're gonna keep the integrity of your data. So it's done not to populate or make tables. If you wanna populate or create tables, you're gonna use Excel or something different. This is more to manage data, because the more you, the data, it's like, like if you have a data of people, Social Security, that they can get very specific information. That's data that you don't want to touch, you don't want to change, because the consequences of that data getting corrupted are very bad. People could, you know, like a payroll. Like if you change something at payroll, the consequences are very high. So Power BI is designed to prevent you from doing things to the data that will corrupt it. So that's why it's very hard. There are ways to edit here, but it's very cumbersome. So that's why you cannot go here and right click and delete a row. It has like a extra safety factor, so you don't corrupt the data. So you have to think Excel you make and Power BI you show. So that's how I show it. So so then I'm gonna now, that's why start with a little bit if you're gonna transform it, and that's why it's good. It shows you all the steps. So if you make a mistake, you can go back and redo it. So I'm gonna remove now 2 rows because I know that's safe to remove 2 rows. And then now I'm almost there, right? I'm almost there. It's just all this is perfect. You can see the top row is it has all the headers except for column 1 and 2. So we still have extra space in column 1 and 3. Column 1 and 3. So we're gonna click on column 1, click on the caret, and now we're gonna remove the empty. And it's just gonna remove the empty outside. So now it moved the segment up. And but it seems like it didn't do it the way I wanted. So see, because what happened is this, when I did that, I just want this one, but it moved everything to the right. So I don't like that. See, it moved everything to the right. So I don't like that. So what we're gonna do here is I know what I'm gonna do. So this is what we're gonna do. So you see what happening. So what happened is when I was removing the empty space, it removed the empty space here too, and it moved all the headers up. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna have to put everything at the same place. So what I'm gonna do is what did I do last time? Okay, we're going to put this segment. Okay, so I'm gonna do these 2, remove those 2, and then, oh, I know. I think I know. Let's see. Okay, so maybe this is, let me try if this is gonna, okay, I can replace input data here. Oh, I know what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna put here segment is gonna be empty. That's gonna be okay. So you see the problem that is not that easy. So it's better to have data that is already fixed. So, okay, I think I got it. So I'm gonna remove the top 2. And then I have here segment and I have here product that are down. So I'm gonna promote, I have these headers here, but this is off. This is still off. So I'm gonna remove the empty here. And then it moves these ones You see it remove, it put the segment here and the product here, but that's not what I want. So I'm going to promote this, this row. I'm going to make it into a header. So to do that, you can do transform here. Use first row as a header. So whatever's on the first row is going to become the header. There it is. So now you have country, you have discount, and you have units sold. The problem is you have here segment and you have here product, right? So I'm going to turn this into empty and this into empty. And then I'm going to tell them to remove empty. This is a long way to do it. If you have the chance, if this happens to you, the best way is to go to Excel and fix it there. But I'm showing you a really long way to transform it so you see everything that you can do and you cannot do. See how hard it is, especially if you have the experience for Excel. So I can replace this value. So I'm going to replace this value with an empty, with an empty space. So right here it says replace value. And I say segment, and I'm just going to leave it empty. I'm not going to put anything. And now I'm going to say remove, and I'm going to do the same thing here. So it does it. Replace value, and then I'm going to leave it empty. So now you have an empty here, and empty here. And now I'm going to remove the empty. And now it moves everything up at the same time. And now I'm going to see it's still empty there. It's still there, but it's not showing. It moved everything up. So now I have to rename this column. So to rename it, there is a place here to rename it. Oh, I know that we just did that. So you select the column, right click, go here to rename it. And I'm just, actually I don't like the segment.
You lost data though.
I don't think I lost it because it went up.
Yeah,
it
disappeared.
It shifted.
No, it's gone.
It's gone. Let me see.
Well,
Column
I think in general practice, you don't want to do that because you don't know the whole data set, how many empty cells there are. So if you do remove empty, you probably move a lot of empty cells. Those could be valid data.
Yes, yes. So I'm giving you this example so you understand how to do it and what not to do. That's a very good point. If this will be a real data, like I was saying, like a payroll data, I have to have a file like this with this. I will fix it in Excel first. You know.
Yeah, that's probably a good choice.
Yeah, rather than do it there. I just want to show you exactly what's doing it. So you choose the best course of action for you. And also the different features that you have. So let's see if we lost any data. So here is Canada. So you said this one, it went up. So if I remove this is Canada. So you remember this is Canada. And maybe I just don't put this blank. So it went all up. So exactly, it got filtered. We don't want that. So exactly. So let's do it. Let's do it here. Now that you know how to do it, you want to have all this on the same place and then remove the top rows. And then when you have the top rows, you can promote it. So I just showed you how to promote it. So if you have the headers here, you can promote it and they become data. So let me close this and try it again. It's just this file, this file recognizes that I fixed it, so it doesn't want me to fix it. It's like a very smart software, so it wouldn't let me fix it. So I'm gonna do transform. Well, let me fix this one. Okay, I'm gonna save it. And I'm gonna bring this Excel. So I'm gonna you stay with the data you have. You guys know how to fix it. So I'm gonna bring this file that I already fixed. No, where did it go? And see, I hope this is the file. Yeah, there it is. There it is. So it didn't totally fix it. So I select this one, and then I'm going to transform it. And now that everything is the same place, I have here I have the headers here. No, there's no. See, they put the headers. But anyway, you guys get my point. I'm going crazy with this stuff because this is very smart software. So let me try it again. Let me save it on the desktop and see if I can do it now. Okay, so let's try this again. So when I'm at my desktop, and where did it go? Huh? Where did it go? I just put it on my desktop and say as. Oh, gee, I was in the cloud. That's why. That's why. It sent me to the cloud. Okay. And now I'm gonna go here, desktop, and it's not showing. Why is not showing? I'm sorry, this is just, well, I don't know why it's not doing. Oh, here, all files. There it is. There it is. Oh, an hour later, we got it. So let's see if we can promote this. Okay, so now everything is uniform. We don't have those weird empty spaces. So we should be able to very quick transform the, make this column 4 into a header. So I'm gonna use, here it says use first row. So I have to erase these 3 columns. So I'm gonna remove rows. I'm gonna remove 3 rows. And now I'm gonna go here to transform and make column row 1 into the header. And now we have the headers, so you don't have to type the headers. And when you got it fixed, and you can see here that, and here it's gonna show all the queries you're working. I'm gonna delete the other ones. I'm gonna delete this one I'm not using, so it doesn't get in the way and I don't get confused. So this is the one I'm working now. This is the one is fixed. It's pretty, it's not corrupted like the other one we did was corrupted because things move the other way, as you guys all let me know. I'm gonna close this and apply, close and apply. And now it's gonna load and it's gonna acknowledge all the changes. So any questions so far? Those are very good questions. And now is you click here in the data and it's supposed to show. Oh, I had to click here too. So it's supposed to show. So now we have the data, but we're not done yet. We're going to replace data. So I'm gonna go here to home and then transform data. So home, transform data. I'm gonna go all the again to the Power Query. And I have here on the product, I want to change this. So this is a car. So I'm gonna add, I think that's not the right name for the car. So I'm gonna replace it, replace the name. So we're gonna use replace values. And again, as you were all mentioning, you have to be very careful what you replace. You don't want to corrupt your data. So I just gonna put turbo because that's the right name. And maybe whoever entered this didn't put the right name for the car. So I'm gonna click OK. And now everywhere where it says Paseo, it's gonna say now Paseo Turbo. And you're gonna scroll down and you see the change.
What if I want only few of the changes, like couple rows and not all the Paseo as turbo? Some if I want to leave as Paseo and some Paseo turbo?
Yeah, they will change it all.
Okay.
You cannot choose and pick which one you want to change because
Okay.
it's not like that it works. So yeah, that's just another example would be if you have zero, like if you are collecting data from a form, sometimes it'll say NA, no, or I would say 0. And by saying, oh, somebody didn't answer, it'll say 0. So if you want to show somebody, especially in a visualization, 0 is not going to show very good. So you want to change it maybe to did not respond. Or if you have somebody, so you want to give a meaning to the visualization. So it doesn't show like a cryptic. So for example, for that, or if you have, because sometimes this data is collected, like when you go to, when you go somewhere and ask you like a marketing questions, like, did you like this? Did you want to try? What is your satisfaction? You're going to get a bunch of numbers from, like, for example, if you say, did you buy this product? Yes or not? And sometimes it'll show as a binary issues, like a 0 and 1. So you want to change that to something that people understand. Maybe product sold or product didn't sell or something like that. So that's another situation. And that's why you want to replace it. This is the context of replacing that. Okay, so then we're going to remove duplicates. So sometimes, especially when you are getting data from a database, you're going to get a lot of things that don't make any sense. So you want to remove duplicates. So I'm going to go right here, right click. So you select the column, you right click, and then you remove duplicates. So those are going to be the single values for this product. So it's going to show you only no duplicates. Of course, in this case, this is not applicable because then we're losing a lot of data. So you can cancel that. But in other cases, it'll make a sense, especially if you're getting data from databases, there's going to be a lot of, in user input, sometimes you're going to get a lot of empty cells. So you want to clean that up. And okay, so then you undo. You can always change that And you can move things. You can right click here and you can move it up or below, and you can remove it and you can rename it too. Then now we're gonna do something that we can do in Excel, which is changing the data type. So the first column, if you go here to transform, you're gonna see data type. And you click the caret and there's some options there. For this column, text is correct. You can go to the next column, text is correct, text is correct. And then you go to the, keep going to the columns. And then we're going to unit sold. So that one, it says decimal. I will, you can leave it like that and be a decimal number, that's one. Or you can do a fixed decimal. And then it tells you if you want to do that. And then change, replace current. And then you can, it goes to this fixed decimal. And then I'm going to show you how you can actually be more specific. When you get out of the Power Query, you can choose how many decimals you want. Manufacturing price, I have decimal, I'm going to put here whole. And as you can see, it gives you a lot of warning telling you, hey, you're changing data, because that's something that is not recommended. Just in the perfect world, you should have data that you don't have to do any transformation. And then you can fetch that to whole. I'm going to change this to whole. And oh, it's because I'm here. Okay. It was giving me an error because I was in a step before and it was giving me an error. So just try to always be in the last steps. You don't get an error. And then it changed that. And sales, I'm going to choose whole too. And so on. I'm just going to leave it like that. You get the point. And then we're going to go home and close and apply. You need to close and apply so it applies all the changes. And then I apply. And now I can be more specific about what kind of data type I want. And I think I didn't close and apply because there it is. So for example, what was it? It was this one that I changed. Which one I changed? This one. So if you go, you are in home, you click unit sold, which is this column. Then you're gonna go to column tools and it's gonna say on the ribbon, unit sold, data type, format, and then the decimals. So this is a reminiscence of Excel. It's very similar to Excel. So you can also change the data type here. I'm just gonna leave it like that. The format is just whole number or number. I'm just gonna go in general and I'm just gonna put maybe, no, I don't want currency, I want general. And then see if it goes. Oh, no, I don't want that. Okay. And then it doesn't want to change it. So Oh, because it recognizes that it's currency. So it's keep telling me to recognize it. So I'm gonna put that. I'm gonna put 3, 2 or 3. It doesn't matter, just to show you. Manufacturing price, I just have whole number. It recognizes, it puts it right away on currency. It recognizes this is currency. Gross sale, it has currency, discount. It has text, so we can change it to whole number and then currency. Oh, it gives an error there. Let's put decimal. Decimal. And then it's no cooperating with me because I'm sure that I had to change on the Power Query. So it doesn't do it. So we had to go to the Power Query and change it there. So we go here, transform, in discount. So if we go here to discount, where was that? Country, product, initial manufacturing, sale, gross discounts. So let's change this, they change the data type to whole numbers. And it doesn't like it. And it didn't like it. So if it didn't like it, let's just leave it by itself. Oh, because they're negative. That's why, because they have negative numbers. So we'll just leave it like that then. So then you can change these ones. This one is fixed. This one fixed decimal. And this one, it didn't like this one. So when you get that error, it's because you don't like it. So I'm just gonna leave it like that because there must be something in the data that recognizes that. So that's for that. That's how you change data or try to change data. We're gonna do a custom column where we're gonna get a revenue. So you're gonna go here, add column, custom column, and I'm gonna put revenue. And now this is similar to the way Excel does formulas. So you're gonna choose here unit sold and double click, then times the sales price. Double click, double click. And then, so if you're done formulas in Excel, this is similar. You just multiply the units sold times the sales price and click OK. And it's going to do that operation for you in a new column called revenue custom. And there it is. That's the revenue. And you can actually choose the data type because it doesn't have a data type. So I just put a whole number. Because some of these data types that I couldn't change came from Excel, that came from the file that already programmed coded in the file. So that's why I couldn't change it. Okay, so I can go apply and then I move on to the next one. So any questions about that? The custom column. No questions? Okay, so we're gonna split now. As you can see here on the accessory column, you have several data that are with comma. This is not good because we want to have each value in its own columns. So we're going to do a separation by the comma. So I select this one, and we're gonna separate them in different columns by the comma. So to do that, if you ever have to do that, we're gonna do split column, click the caret, and then it says here, the first choice. And then we're gonna choose what is separating the words. So we're gonna use comma. So it's gonna split at the commas, and each word that is in the comma is gonna go in a different column. And then the quote is gonna be none. So we don't want anything to be in quote. So you click OK. And then you're gonna see where this column now has only the leather for the car. The next one, accessories. And then, GPS. And the next one is Bose for the radio. So that's how it gets split. You'll have to do extra work to be able to clean it up. So you can see here, Bose should be here, but it's not. So we're gonna have to create another condition. So we're gonna create another column that is gonna collect all the Bose in one column, so they are not showing everywhere. Are you guys ready for that? So we're gonna use the if condition, like you have done it on Excel. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a new column, and what it's gonna do is if Bose is in accessories one column, it's gonna add it to the new column. And then it's gonna look in accessories 2 to see if it finds Bose, and if it's Bose there, then it's gonna move it to the new column. And then the same thing for accessory 3. So it's easier than, I said it. So we're gonna go to add column, and then we're gonna click here, conditional column. And this is, you're gonna create a new column. So let's give it a name. I'm just gonna put Bose. Okay, and then I'm gonna choose the first column, which is accessories 1. Oh, but before we do that, I forgot. Before we do that, we need to get rid of these nulls, because otherwise I'm gonna get an error. So, so that's where I'm gonna do replace. So I'm gonna replace the values. Anytime there is a null, it's gonna be, I'm gonna put it empty, because it gets messed up. So I'm gonna do replace value. So if there is a null in this column, I'm just gonna leave it empty. Or I'm gonna put, sorry, I placed it too hard. I'm gonna do 0 so we can see it. So null, and then 0. Or let's do NA, yeah, NA. And then now for the next one, so if there is a null, I'm gonna replace it with NA. And then accessories, I'm gonna replace null for NA. Okay, so now all my null has changed to NA. So now I can do the condition. So Bose custom. So if accessory 1 contains the value of Bose, I want the Bose to go into the column both custom. So then I'm gonna add the next one, the next condition. So this is the same one, but for the next column. And then I'm gonna add the next column, contain.